And let me get my Amazon feed going here. There we go. So this is an interesting device. It's a security camera that screws into a light bulb socket. So I have my lamp right here. We're going to plug it into this and see what happens here. So that's what we're going to play with this afternoon. And we'll see if it rises to the level of getting a review. We will find out in due course, as they say. So yeah, that's what we're going to work on in a little bit. Let me get all my stuff combobulated here. And I think we've got some people watching. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we got 4. It's a good starting point. All right, let me get a couple other things configured here. And they tell me, we'll see if this is the case or not. They tell me that this works with RTMP, which means that you could theoretically, in theory, get this to work with your Synology surveillance station or anything else that supports that. So that is one thing that we will play with as we go about here. So JJ Mart is here. This one actually is on Amazon. You can find it in the video description, a link to where you can find it. And we'll see how it works. Kevin Hawthorne is here. So we got all the regulars popping in here. John Fury is interested in this. This won't be confusing. This will all make sense to you in the end. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. Let us get moving here and take it out of the box. So this is the box. It's one of these little light bulbs, but they said they have like an adapter. So we'll see if that adapter does indeed work. This, by the way, is $26, and it's a 2K resolution. So we shall see. So this is, what is this? Okay, that's not the adapter I was thinking of. So it's a 110 to, this might be a short video, let's see. So that's one of the adapters. Oh, wait a minute, it is a full-on, okay. Oh, geez, there's like all sorts of adapters in here. So there's this thing, and then here is the camera, which actually should fit. So I don't know what this thing is for. Maybe it's like this might be like a little extender to boost it up higher. And there is a film on this. Now this has an adjustable camera angle. Apparently it's like a 360 camera. So you could just plug it into the wall like that. If you need to boost it up higher, I guess that's what this thing is for, I'm assuming. Or you can just screw it in, which I'm going to do right now, into my light socket here. I don't think it's plugged in, otherwise I'd be getting electrocuted right now. Let's see. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to give you a better look at this thing. And my lamp is a little bit wobbly, so we will adjust this in due course. All right, so here we go. We've got it up on the lamp here. And I'm going to plug the lamp in. And let's see what happens when we plug it in. Now, I don't know how many turns I got to do on this thing to get it to turn on. That's 1 turn. 2 turns. I think 3 is full voltage. So the problem with these lamps is I've got one of those dimmer switches on it, so I have no idea what it takes to turn this thing on. Oh, there it goes. All right, our light bulb is turning. They say this thing is weatherproof also, so you could put it inside of like an enclosure. And of course there is an app. All right, so I'm already not sure if this thing is going to download app and register account, add devices, select model. There's apparently also an SD card slot on this thing, but we'll take it one step at a time. Now this only works with 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks. And there is an app that I've got to download. So let me grab my my phone here. And this is like a Chinese company too, so you have to be willing to take that risk. Now I'm going to install the app, and what I'm going to do here is connect this to my IoT network as opposed to the other one here. And Matt K's been curious about these. Oh, cool, so you've seen these before. Bob is here from Southern California. Handheld Obsession is joining us. This one, the company reached out to me directly. I actually got kicked out of Amazon Vine. I don't know why. But yeah, that's it. All right, so let's go to, let me switch over to my other network here. So I got to switch to my IoT network so I can pair this up with that Wi-Fi. So bear with me, folks. All right, so we're going to be on my 2.4 gigahertz IoT network. It doesn't work with 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, by the way. All right, so we're good there. And let me open this up here and see what happens. All right, so let me put my phone on D&D here. Okay, view your home anytime, anywhere, secure and convenient, professional security. Let's get started. All right, so I have to create an account. I'm going to do an Apple account, which I can do as a anonymous person. So it's good they support the Apple account there. I can use Face ID to sign in here too. All right, so now it's asking us for which device we're plugging in. So we've got the outdoor camera G6 is what this thing is. It's a Wansview. Not a Lonsview, but a Wansview. Okay, Wi-Fi connection by soft AP, or we can do it by QR code. So I'm going to do the QR code. And the indicator is flashing. I don't know why it wants to know my location, but I'm not going to give it that. And I have to, so I got to get my password into this thing. So it doesn't read the password from the settings, so you got to get the password. So give me a second here to find the password for this stupid thing. There it is. And what it's going to do, it's going to transmit the Wi-Fi credentials to the camera. Now my goal here is to actually connect this to I want to connect this up to my Synology NAS and use it the way I want to use it as opposed to using their software. They said that that's possible, but I don't know if they were just telling me that to get to get it here. So we'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. All right, so let me finish typing my password in here. Yeah, so not the most elegant path of...
Point the QR code towards the camera lens and wait for the scan. QR code scan is successful.
All right.
Connecting to the Wi-Fi.
Connecting to the Wi-Fi. All right, it's going to hit next. And now it's telling me that there's...
Registering on the server.
All right, so it's, it's giving us some... Samuel likes the computers behind me.
Sharing is successful.
Okay.
You can start using the camera now.
All right, we're going to call this basement. So we are connected here. We have good signal. All right, so we have an image out of it already. So I like those computers too, by the way. And of course, now they want to pitch me on a 30-day, no, I'm not doing that. Okay. So we are online. And I can, assuming I can move this camera around. Now what's odd is the image is upside down. The whole thing is upside down. So I guess it's, I don't know about this. Okay, so I got to go to position here. Can I just control it? Let's see. No. How do I control it? Oh, console. Okay, so I can move it around here. So it's a PTZ camera. And I guess it's designed to be hung upside down. And it has an end to its movement here. So it can pretty much go in 360 degrees here. And I'm going to flip the image around on it so that we can all right, so let me flip the, there's got to be a setting for that. I'm just looking through some settings here. Image rotation. Okay, so I can adjust the rotation. And so that should flip the image around. I'm going to turn the anti-flicker on 60 Hertz because that's what we've got for LED lights here in the USA. And it looks like, yeah, we're successfully flipped here. There's a limit, though, to how far it can tilt down. So like that's the best it can do right now. I mean, if I do this, it could go up a little bit higher. It does not communicate over the voltage, but it does have human detection. All right, so now that's what I'm trying to find out. They told me that it does do a standard kind of IP camera thing, but I am not seeing that in the settings yet. So advanced settings. It does have intelligent tracking, though. I'll turn that on. Let's see if it can track me. I'm going to stand up here and like walk around. Does it track me? No. All right. Let's see. So let's go back to the basement here. So I do have its IP address. So maybe there's a local app. Oh, here we go. Local application. It does have it. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. So we have RTSP that I can enable. It also has local accounts. That must be the local account to get on its whatever it is. I'm not sure what on VIF is. Maybe some of you know what that is. All right, so it's giving me an address here. Okay, so I've got to do this in the same URL. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to get Synology's. Yeah, so it looks like it does have it. So let's see what happens. I hope to go down to DC if we can get enough signatures. I'm going to do an update. I got some more things to talk about on that topic, actually. So we will do more on that. And apparently this does have a light on it. So we'll see how that works. All right, so I'm going to connect over to my Synology NAS here. And I have this one on the same network as the other thing here. So let me go and grab the password real quick. And let's see what happens. And I'm just going to add my computer screen so you can see this in a second here. Now I can't remember if I have Surveillance Station installed on here or not. So I'm going to go ahead and get Surveillance Station going. And USS Rover is joining us on Amazon. Hello there. Yeah, I'm not getting the traffic I used to get on Amazon, unfortunately. So we'll see how Prime Day does. I am going to do some stuff for Prime Day, in case you're curious. All right, so let me go into the package center here, and we're going to put surveillance. I thought I had surveillance station on here, but I didn't. And you know what I'm going to do too is I'm going to connect this computer to that IoT network also. All right, so let's get surveillance station going on here. Bear with me, folks. Web station, surveillance station, here we go. So let's install that. It's going to take a minute to get that installed. And I'll show you what I'm looking at here. So right now my Synology that I've got on this network is going to install that. This is also the one that I've got running a couple of Docker containers too. So this thing's pretty neat. And I upgraded the RAM. So we've got like, I got a bunch of RAM on this thing. I got 16 gigabytes of RAM on it. So it's got plenty of room. It's a little 2-drive 723 Plus is what we're running on it. All right, so we'll let that do its thing. Yeah, so unfortunately, it does look like it supports RTSP, but it does not look like we have the ability to set RTSP up without connecting it to their cloud first. But $25. And yeah, so if it's, as long as it's plugged into a Lightbulb, you can do it. And then they've got this adapter here, so you could actually just plug it straight in. And I don't know what this is for. I guess this one just makes it longer. You tell me. Maybe it gets it down further. Maybe you have to go past something or whatever. It will give you that. Okay. And it looks like OnVIF is an open source standard. Well, that's cool. Yeah, so this thing's like super inexpensive right now. On Amazon, if you click the link, it is $25.99, and it looks like there's an additional coupon on top of that. But we'll see how it performs when we get it all going here. All right, so I'm going to open up Surveillance Station, and I'm going to go over to my link that it created here. So I'm going to create an IP camera. And if you've never used Synology's Surveillance Station, it is really cool. And I'm just going to remove this camera. I think I can remove it. Yeah, let's delete that one. Okay, so we'll add a new one here. Let's see if I can find it. And you know what I'll do is I'll turn on that setting. And let's see if it finds it. Hey, look at that, I found it. Just like that. All right, that was easy, huh? All right, so I'm going to click Next and add it. And surveillance. Now it says authenticate, require authentication. I think it does require authentication. Let me go back to okay, so username and password from the local accounts will be used. All right, so I'm going to copy that password over. So I have to authenticate. And the username, so we've created like a kind of a default username here. And got that in there, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and click authenticate. Well, that was easy. It actually worked on the first shot. Yeah, let's see what kind of settings we get here. So it looks like it might actually support H.265 also, huh? Let's see. Let's try it, see if it works. Can't hurt anything if it doesn't. This camera may not play videos. Oh, okay. Let's just do H.264. All right, I'm just gonna keep it all keep it all basic here. And can we push more frame rate out of it? I don't think it does more than 15, but let's see. All right, and then we should have an image here in a second. Activating. All right. Oh, I got to get the surveillance station client. Give me a second. I got to get the client. Hang on a second. Desktop utilities. Synology Surveillance Station Client, download. Oh, there's a Mac version. Okay, so let me grab the Mac version of that. And then I will show it to you. So you have to have the software installed to be able to access it. That's okay. We'll figure this out. All right, so let me install this real quick. I hate when it doesn't just let you drag the software over. You got to do the whole installation process here. All right. Almost there. Could it be used as a streaming cam to Twitch? Maybe. Yeah, the meeting owl would probably be upset about that one. Thomas Woodford is here. Oh, can you rotate the video in the app? Yes. So we did that just a minute ago. So we were able to get that to rotate there. And let me connect to my Synology NAS here. Give me 1 second. I have like a million passwords in 3 different places. All right, so we'll put the password in. And I should see, here we go. Okay, so now we've got the client up. Okay, so now, I'm going to minimize this. And now if we go back here and go to IP camera, and this is the Synology Surveillance Station interface, in case you're wondering. And Frank Cromer says, on VIF is the bomb. So I've learned something new today. This camera cannot play, why not? Didn't I set this to H.264? Maybe that's the default? All right, hang on a second. We got to do some troubleshooting here. All right, we're getting there. You can see it moving around there. Here, have a look at that. So there it is. It's all hooked up. It's on the top of a lamp. It looks happy. And it looks like it defaults to HEVC, which is not bad. We just can't get it to work with this surveillance station software here. This camera cannot play videos or run. Let's go to DSM Package Center and install advanced media extensions. Okay, so I got to go back to Package Center here and install the advanced media extensions. And then I can get it to work. So it looks like it might just default to So I think you all are going to like this one because of the functionality. My only reservation is that let's see here, advanced media extensions. Okay, let me install that now. And then we can look at the camera. Almost there. Yeah, right now it's like doing a little. It's doing this by itself. I am not controlling it. It's kind of like doing its own little surveillance thing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. So you have an older one, SC Scout Guy? How old is it? I'm just curious. Is there a klaxon option? Are you talking about like an alarm? I think it does have an alarm. We can set that off here. Let's see how loud it is. You ready? Oh, that's pretty cool. You have your light bulb. That's about as loud as it gets, but it's still, you know, it's enough to scare somebody. So this is, I can probably import it into OBS. Yeah, you probably do that. If it supports RTMP, it's totally doable. I can try to get it. I just have it on a different network than my NAS is on right, or my NAS, whatever this thing is. My vMix is on a different network. So that's why I can't bring it in at the moment. Okay, so I have those extensions installed now. I have to sign into my Synology account now. Okay, hang on a second. Let me get that going. There's a lot of layers to this. Almost there. Let's go and look up my Synology account now. And the only reason why is that it looks like this thing defaults to H.265. All right, so I'm signing in. Hopefully I don't have to pay for this. But I will if it means that I can show this to you. Yeah, it looks like it's doing a little surveillance here, keeping an eye on things. Frank Cromer uses Blue Iris for his NVR. Oh, that's right. We got Blue Iris. We got a lot of stuff we can try out in here. I may install like a Docker container with one of these things. And I'm still waiting for whatever this thing is doing to do it. All right, I'm still waiting. And we're going to have to restart the surveillance station after this thing installs. So we'll have to... So yeah, this thing is that cheap. It's so right now on Amazon, if you click the link, if I'm looking on here right now, it is $25.99, and then you can add a 10% coupon on top of that. So it must be on sale. So you get like another couple bucks, another $6, another $3 off, $2.50 off of it. So you can get it for under $25, which I think is a pretty good deal. Apparently there's a light on it also. So if I can turn the light on here. Oh, not bad. I don't think you can adjust the brightness of it. And I doubt this works with the Amazon A word. I will look into that. But I'm just excited that it works with Synology's surveillance station. Okay, so the HEVC codec is now on my Synology NAS, so I need to restart surveillance station, and then we should be able to start it with this going on it. So let's try that real quick. All right, so we're going to fire that back up again. And then I should be able to show this to you. All right, so we got that going. So now let me go back to surveillance station here. And Frank Kremer's going to be some really good ideas for ways to self-host my security system. Yeah, Synology has a good system, but you only get 2 free cameras unless you buy theirs. Then you have to add license packs. All right, so here we go, take 2. So here is the camera. We're going to hit play. I'm not sure what it's looking at. Look at it. Ooh, what a mess. Okay, so let me go and see. Oops, hang on. Let me go and see if I can change the angle on it. So supposedly this should give me the ability to adjust its position. Maybe not. Let me go back out of here and see if we can. And right now what this is doing is it is recording onto that Synology NAS in the other room. And it's coming across as a generic camera. I'm just trying to see where I can find the PTZ controls for this. But you know what I might do is just move it to, I'm going to turn off its I don't know what this intelligent thing does, but it, advanced settings, image rotation. Yes, my only concern with this is that hang on, I'm just trying to find the right thing. Intelligent tracking, I'll turn intelligent tracking off. And let's go back to console. There's no zoom on it either, so it's just a fixed focal length. All right, so if I go back to this now, so here you go. So that's the image quality. It's not great. And what's not clear is how I can so this is what it looks like. Yeah, so it's kind of like a basic quality video camera, but for the price, and it plugs into a light bulb socket. So you can basically attach this to any of your that's a digital zoom. How do I zoom back out again here? So that's the built into the Synology. That's the digital zoom. So I got to figure out PTZ controls on this. But I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so now we've got this up, and let me go to my layout here. There should be a way to control the camera itself through this, unless it doesn't recognize it as a pan tilt zoom. And because it's a Synology, I can also rewind to earlier parts of the video, so it's constantly recording onto the device here, and then I can go back to live. So pretty cool. I just can't figure out how to get the PTZ controls to work on the other side here, so we're going to have to play around with that. So it does have the LEDs on the front. So if I hit the button here, let me go back to it. It does have a speaker on it too, by the way. Hello? All right, and then if I hit light, it lights up. So let me turn off my studio lights here and you can see what it looks like. So I'll turn my lights off and then I'll tilt it down a little bit. Actually, no, I'll put it on me. So here's me. And now I'm going to turn the light on. Ready? Oh. It's not bright. I mean, it's not going to be like, it looks bright here, but it's not anywhere near a light bulb level. So in that case, can you control it with DS Cam? Let me try that. Let me go and look at DS Cam. I don't think I have DS Cam installed on here. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, there's got to be a control somewhere on Synology's surveillance station for adjusting, for adding the PTZ functionality. Let me look that up real quick while we're screwing around with this here. Pretty cool, though. Thank you. Yeah, this place is a disaster right now. I'm in the process of cleaning it up, and in order to clean it up, it's got to get messy. Ooh, that's a good question, Greg. So let me figure out how we could block it. I guess I could block it on the router side from getting out, right? Let me try that real quick. Because that would solve that problem, wouldn't it? So let's try that and see. So I'm going to log into my Synology router here. That's what I have running on that network. And if I go to Network Center, local network, I'm just going to see if I can ban that completely. All right, so if I go to Smart Camera here, give me a second, I just got to find it on my network here. Okay, so I'm going to ban it. What I don't know is that if it does it lose its let's see, I don't want it to lose its IP address because I just have it on a static IP right now, but let's see what happens. All right, so I'm going to ban it. All right, so now it is banned. And the camera, and it could be that it just lost its IP address, so let's see though if it's still under my control. That's a very good question. Yeah, it still works. So it is currently banned. And I suppose I could test that. I'm just trying to think of the best way to test this. Let me connect my phone to I'm going to connect my phone to a different network here and also turn my lights back on. All right, so I'm going to connect my phone to a different network and then see if I can still connect to the camera. Because I have a totally separate network that's isolated. So this thing's on its own thing here. All right, so now I'm on my regular network. And it doesn't look like it's working, which is good. And let's see what happens here. So right now it's trying to find a, right? Now I'm going to unban it, and let's see if it comes back after I unban it. You know, the problem is once you, oh, there it is. Okay, it's still on the list. Okay, so I'm going to unban it now. And let's see if I can connect now. Again, I'm on a separate network here. Yeah, look at that. So it was off the, so here I am using it, right? It's working. You can see me, I'll move around a little bit here. And now I'm going to ban it again. So if I go over to, so you kind of need it initially to set it up, and then you can ban it. So now I'm going to ban it from the internet. And you'll see my image drop off here once that hits. Yeah, see now it's done. So it's been banned, but if I go back to my Synology, and this is on the local network, so that's a good test right there. So we were able to keep it working locally, but it's not able to transmit out to the internet. So that's good. So you just have to be on that app initially, and then after that, the camera's off the network. So that's cool. So let me make some notes here on that one. Now, who knows how long this thing will live for, but okay, so can work when it's banned. All right, that's cool. And then it also supports the local application. All right. Well, I'm pretty happy with that. Wow, so SE Scout Guide's got 26 cameras. That's awesome. How does it do with the camera LED off with a separate direct light? Oh, I see. You're just looking for like standard. You know what I could do? I could point it at my, hang on a second, let me figure this out. I'm going to go back on the other network now. I will point it at a darker area. I think it has night vision on it too. All right, so I'm going to go back and I'll point it at, so I have this little home theater area that I'll point it at. So let me give you that view. And I'll turn off its light. So let me go back to the controls here. So it's pretty dark over there actually, and it's pulling out a good amount of light even though it's dark in that spot. And let me go into the settings here. I'm just trying to see if there's a, oh, it does have night vision. It's funny, the night vision is off by itself. So, oh, I see. So it has an infrared light mode, and then it has an intelligent light mode where it'll turn. So you have a couple of, here, let me show you the options you have for this. So you have auto infrared mode, which is basically going to turn into a black and white image. It has intelligent light, which means it'll turn the light on when it's dark out. It's got full color night vision, which we've seen before on a few other cameras, which makes it, you don't get very good detail in the images. And then you've got light timing, which will turn the light on automatically, or you can turn it off. And it can do motion alerts also. So they kind of thought of everything here. It seems to work pretty well. Hey, Recipe Bob is joining us. Good to see you. And Bud, yes, let's try that, Bud. I will kill power to it. You know what I'll do is I'll pull the cord out and I'll plug it back in. Let's see what happens. Now, what I might do if it doesn't come back up, what I'll do is I'll put a forced IP address on it and see if it'll. reconfigure itself. All right, so here it goes. It's going through its boot process here. And it may not come back because it needs to get an IP address. But let me see if it does. And which network is this one on right now? Okay, good. Okay, so it's got its IP address from before. And let me check and make sure it is still banned. It is still banned. And let's go back to the Synology and see if it's working. Oh, it says disconnected, although it may have to reconnect. Let's go to the camera list here. It could be the camera is still booting up. Well, that settles that one. Let me ping it again and see if it's popping up with an IP address. Yeah, so it's getting an IP. All right, let me unban it here and see if that gets it working again. Let's take a look and see. I'm just trying to troubleshoot through this here. Okay, so it is currently offline. That's because we banned it. So I'm going to unban it again. Let's see if that makes any difference. You know what? I bet you, right when I unbanned it, it suddenly started moving again. So I bet you it phones home when it first connects. Yeah, because now it's working. Oddly, it forgot the settings, though, because right now the image is upside down again. So I wonder if I have to save that or something. Let's see. Huh. So it has the setting correct, but the image is still upside down. Might be a firmware bug. So check it out. The setting is correct, but it's upside down again. Actually, it's not returning back to its original setting here. Oh, I bet you it picks that setting up off the internet when it phones home. I bet you they stored this on their server. Let me cycle power to it again and see what happens here. So let's pull the plug. Yeah, so it looks as though it phones home to get its settings and then it reboots. Let's see now when it comes back up. Let's see if the image is in the right position. So they say it's outdoor, but I don't see anything. I don't see anything on the device here that indicates the weather proofing. So it'll work up to 95% humidity, which means I think if you're going to put it outside, you need to enclose it in something. Yeah, so this thing phones home every time it boots up. Oh, you had squirrels in your attic. I had those flying squirrels for a while. They're brutal. All right, so the camera has been lost again. It is booted up. Let me go back to my phone here and see what we get. And it's definitely unbanned. All right. And now it's having trouble reconnecting to the Wi-Fi, it looks like. So it's got it's almost like it's starting from scratch again? Huh. There it goes. Yeah, so this thing, I bet you the image is going to be, yep, check it out, everybody. So it looks like the settings that you make are not stored on the camera, but they're stored on their cloud, which it requires to reboot. So this thing is phoning home all the time. And I guess you could, once you get it up, you can disable it again. But you think about every time you have a power blip or whatever. Yeah, ET ain't phoning home. Arthur Cloud says, just checking out this live stream. I'm not your target audience as I still use my Atari 400. Hey, you're in good company here. We all use our 8-bit computers. I got my ham radio over there. It's fine. So yeah, so we're looking at this camera here just to kind of get a feel for what it does. And it is phoning home. Now I'm going to try to see if I can figure out like what active connections I have currently on my, I don't know if my Synology router supports that or not. I'm just looking through some stuff here to see if I can figure out what it's connecting to. But yeah, so I mean, it works. But my concern is that it needs to phone home in order to boot up. And who knows what else is getting sent that way. Yeah. It ain't phoning home to ET, though. But yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so let me go back to here. So we can, it doesn't look like it's sending its control over to the Synology thing. So let me go and look for, and I'll spin it back around so you all can see what it looks like. We're getting some folks in on Amazon tuning in. Let's go back to console. And I'll get it to whip back around here. Dun, dun, dun. And another thing I'm noticing with it, and I'll show you this here on my other view, is that although it's got the anti-flicker on there, you'll see it's still struggling with the LED lights. You'll see some banding. You'll see it more pronounced here as we tilt down. See that? But it settles down afterward. And that's the quality of the image. So not bad. You can see my Sega Genesis pretty well back there, right? Looks good. All right, so I just need to look up one thing, which is how to set PTZ control. All right, so let me go to PTZ control. It might be a separate item here. And it may be that it just doesn't support that. It might just support the image going out, but not PTZ controls. So it looks like it doesn't support the PTZ commands because it would show up on the list of cameras if it did do that. Oh, I see. So we have to find the protocol. I just don't see an option for adding it. But it might be yeah, I'm not seeing any way to get that activated. Well, we'll keep playing with it here, see what we end up with. All right, more questions. Yeah, it looks like it does look like that. And yes, you can put it in a socket that is hanging from the ceiling. They have two adapters. They've got this one that kind of lengthens it out. And then you could also just plug it into a regular outlet if you want. And by default, the image is upside down. So if you look on the top of the camera here, you can see that those words are upside down because it's designed to sit. Well, I can't do it right here, but it's designed to sit upside down, not upright like this. But you can flip the image around. So by default, this is the bottom typically, not the top. Let me try that again. Yeah, I'm going to set it up again and see if maybe that will fix it. So I'm going to delete it. And let's add it from scratch again and see what happens. We got some new followers on Amazon, Santos Parker and Sabrina. Thank you both for joining us. Okay, so we're going to have it search for cameras again. And it finds it automatically. So if I click Next, and have to authenticate it. So let me do that real quick here. It does not support HTTPS, in case you're wondering. So let me go over to the password that it's got set up for me here. So I have to redo the I may reach out to them too and see if they've got type it in. Oh, I typed the password in wrong. Let's try this again. See, you know, it's funny, this paste from your iPhone thing works all the time until it doesn't. Okay, there we go. So it reconnected. Yeah, so the problem is it doesn't appear as though it gives me the option. So if I go into complete setup here, I just have video options here. And I need to get the full specs on the camera. I'm just going to leave it as the default here. So there's the recording settings, schedule, and that's it. And then it adds it. And there you go. But I do not see any PTZ commands on here. And I can do drag and zoom, but this is not as a Synology function. So yeah, that's what it looks like it does. But yeah, pretty cool. Oh, that's a good thought. So let me see how we do that. So I'm going to unplug it again. Apparently there is an SD card option for this. So let's take it off the, I don't know where that SD card goes though. Then I'm going to have to go find one. So I don't see any spot where there would, oh, look at that. Check it out. It's like underneath it. There's a reset button in there also. And it's gasketed. But now I got to go find myself an SD card to put in here. Let me go see if I can track one down real quick. But that's where it goes. That's pretty clever. This thing's full of surprises. And safe using electricity, okay? Safe using. Don't touch the metal parts when the power has been connected. That's a good tip. All right, so let me go track down an SD card. They only have like these huge cards, not the little ones. They must have one somewhere. Let's see. I must have one kicking around here. And I would be surprised, like you could probably, if there's like a firmware out there that might allow you to, like unofficial firmware you could hack it with maybe, I don't know. All right, so I am looking for an SD card. I will find one momentarily, I think. I got all these cameras all over the place. I stick SD cards in all the time, of course, but none of them are accessible at the moment. Let's see if I can find one of these things. Here's another one. Let's see if there's one in here. Nope. I did find one here inside of this thing, but I don't want to use that one right away. If I can avoid it, I may find another one over here. I know I've got one somewhere. It's fine. I was just going through this yesterday, looking for an SD card for another project that we've been working on. Let's see. Well, if worse comes to worse, I'll just grab one of my current ones. I just don't know if it supports some of the SD XC cards that are a little more demanding than others. And I've got these Wise cameras all over the place, so one of them is bound to have an SD card stuck in it. Let's see, this one's got it. Let's take a look on here. Nope. Nope. Oh, here we go. I got one. Perfect. Okay. Back in business. So the question is, will it save its settings on an SD card? So let's have a look at that and see. So let's plug that in. And let's see what we get here. All right. This is where we don't want to touch the metal parts. The lamp is currently unplugged. But when it is plugged in, I am not touching the metal parts. Okay, because that warning was very specific. Do not touch the metal parts. Okay, so we're going to plug it in. Right now it is not banned. Does it get hot? Not really. And Nat says it only stings for a minute. 120 volts, only stings for a minute. Good to know. And right now the camera is going through its boot up phase here, so we're going to let that do its thing. I think it's booting up. I didn't turn the switch off on the lamp. Oh, you know, I plugged the wrong thing in. Hang on. This is the lamp. Okay. I plugged in the turbo graphics. That's going to be Saturday's video. And yeah, you can't use a lampshade with it. It won't see through the lampshade. Yeah, I see some comments here from TB and from DM about having cameras on in your house. I agree with that. This one, they actually have it as like an outdoor camera, like putting it inside of a glass enclosure. So that's kind of the use case here. Or it can turn off all the trash compactors in the detention level. Okay. All right, so now it is booted back up. Now we haven't banned it yet, so it's currently running with its current settings. So I may change one thing on the settings just to like force a change on it. I'll save that. And then what's the other thing I wanted to look at here? Now it does have firmware. Can we update the firmware? Current firmware is up to date. Now I did put in the SD card, so where does that get set up? Okay, go back in here. So I put the SD card in, but I'm not sure where I can configure the SD card. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Device management? Nope. Okay. Yeah, you put it, yeah, put it in your fridge and see who steals your leftovers. There you go. That's a good idea. All right. So trap exit says, yeah, so do I see you on my list here? There you are. I did ask them before they sent it. I was like, does this support RTSP? Because I was going to probably pass on it because I just don't like the software that these things run, you know? It just always creeps me out. All right, so we've got the SD card, and I don't know what the SD card does on this camera. I'm assuming maybe that it can record to it. Let's see. So if I go over to his alert, position, talk mode, let's see what replay does. It doesn't even let me replay it because I have to get their monthly subscription fee. Okay, so let me go back to all right, let me go into the manual here. Let's take a look at the manual. And let's see if it actually supports what it does with the SD card. So indicates here that there is a micro SD card slot. And it's kind of showing you all the different things you can do with the app. So it needs to be a FAT32, but it doesn't seem to like give me any indication in the app that I have an SD card installed on it because it doesn't let me record anything. Let's turn the motion detection on here. All right, so let's do it into this region here. Because it can record onto your. Okay. All right, so I'm going to ban this and pull the plug on it again, and let's see what happens. I just have a hard time recommending this given the fact that it's phoning home. Especially just to get basic settings. It doesn't sit right with me. The good news is their app did want to know my location, but it's not asking me to track outside of the app. And it uses something called AJ Cloud. That's what they charge you per month on this thing. They don't give you the price. Oh, I see. $70 a year. And that's for the standard version. If you want AI version, $130 a year. Plus version, only one device. Jeez, they don't give you a lot for the money here. $10.38 a month for one device. So weird. There's like they have a million different. Oh, I see. Get this one. So this is the service offering on this thing. So you have basic, okay, which is one device. You get only 7 days of motion recording, and you get I guess it supports three devices there. So then, if you have the AI version, it drops you down to one device. Plus version, same thing. And then if you go to extended plan, you get 5 devices, but no AI. Pro, 30. Good. So yeah, it's expensive. It's expensive. So they're probably assuming or hoping that people will subscribe to the service. All right, so I'm going to ban it now, and then let's see what happens when it reboots again. So it's banned. It's still working, even though it's banned. I'm going to pull the plug on it, and let's see what happens here. Do a drop test. Yeah, there you go. Bird strike. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about the fact that it can't even boot up without phoning home. That's a problem for me. Yeah, I did put the SD card in there. Yeah, we check the manual only after something's not working. And it's a FAT32 card. I'll double check that, but it should be FAT32. Is it weatherproof? They say no. They say that it is, but it doesn't have a rating. The only thing I've got on here is that it needs to be less than 95% humidity. Might be hard to see here. So under those circumstances, I would say that it's going to need to be in a weatherproof enclosure of some kind. And it looks as though it is not coming back up. And so watch what happens here. So I'm going to click to unban it. So watch this. I'm going to click it right now. I'm going to click the ban button. Okay? Just clicked it. Watch what happens. It's going to come right back up. There it goes. See? So, and then it's upside down again. So check it out. So it must have to get its settings from the internet. Because if I unplug it again now that it's unbanned, and I'll double check that card, but I'm not feeling hopeful here. Yeah, so this thing phones home. Yeah, it looks like sometimes it goes out and sometimes it doesn't on YouTube, which is kind of weird. But yeah, today it seems to be working. So I'm using I have the Blink one. I reviewed both the Blink and the Wise. Those are the two that I would recommend. They're not that expensive. I'm using the Wise now because it comes with a chime and the Blink doesn't. And the Wise has worked out very well for me, even though they're getting really bad about their thing there. So this is banning it from internet access, but not the LAN. So I was able to ping it, and even when I ban it, after it boots, I can connect to it. So yeah, so that's the deal with this one. But I think we've got enough here to work with. But I mean, it's cool, and it does support RTSP, but it doesn't support it without phoning home, and you can't control it. Let me try to connect to it with a web browser, see what happens here, or VLC or something. Let's see. Yeah, so it's got this option for local application. Yeah, here you go. So this is the VLC. I got it loaded up in VLC here. So that is pretty much, I'll give you the full screen here. Must be in full screen. So that's the visual quality. And it does not appear as though it supports any RTSP commands outside of its app. And I can't figure out how to get the SD card working. So there you go. Yeah, exactly. Don't we all? we all want something that doesn't phone home. So the yeah, Xi Jinping or the CCP will dial in there for you. Keep an eye on things. Make sure your house is in good shape. But we've seen some examples of these generic Android boxes kind of phoning home here. So that's my hesitation with this, is the fact that it is unable to function without connecting this app. And I'm assuming it's probably connecting to some server in China. I should probably dig into the currently active connections somewhere. But yeah, that's what it is. So there you go. But I think I've got enough to go on here. And there's nothing else in the box, I don't think. Let's see. Yep, the rest of the box is empty. Have our quality control sticker here. It fits the conformity. And be safe using electricity. Do not touch the metal parts. So that is it. Okay. Well, everybody, I think I got enough to get my video going with this. And if I play my cards right, I can get this done before I got to go do dinner with the kids. So that is it. Any other questions? Yeah, so I tried the IP address on the browser. It does not work. So when I try to connect to the camera, it just refuses my connection. I can reach out to them and see if they can confirm that it doesn't work with it. You know what? Let me check one other thing. It might be that the Mac doesn't support it. So let me try one other thing here. Let's go into, I'm going to open up the browser version now that we've got all these plugins installed. And let's take a look here and see on the browser. Oh, it only supports this client. All right. Yeah, I will try a couple more things just to see if I can get the PTZ operating on this. I don't think it supports it. And we got some more new followers, Ronnie C. Taylor Sr. and Jay Black. Thank you for the follow on Amazon. And we'll be coming back. We'll be doing some stuff for Prime Day. So be on the lookout for that. Yes, I included the port. This doesn't work. Yeah, it's not connecting on any of the ports that I would normally connect at. Yeah, it's refusing all connections. It does not zoom, but it does pan and tilt. Let me see if I can FTP into it. Let's try that. 168.1.11. Nope. Oh. I forgot that Mac doesn't put FTP on the system anymore. So let me do a quick connect here. Regular old FTP. Connection refused. But I can try the password that it's set up for itself here. So let's go back to the local settings here. Nope. Yeah, it's not letting us in. So it is locked down pretty good. Yes, there is two-way audio. And I suppose I could probably try to record how that works. Yeah, I'll figure out a way to get that recorded. I would if you can keep it, if you can get it completely contained inside of an enclosure. I mean, what's convenient about it is that it is a light bulb enclosure. The light, though, is not very bright on it. So although it's probably enough to illuminate its sensor, it's not enough for getting a good image. So I would say monitoring, yes, light, no. All right, I can try to nmap the IP. Let's see here. I don't think I have nmap on this Mac here. Let's see if I can get it real quick. All right, let me nmap it. All right, we're going for it. Let's see what we get. It's scanning. We'll give it a minute, see what it comes back with. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about this one. I'd be more gung-ho on it if it didn't require a connection to their servers. Okay, so the only ports that are open, so it does have like a little web server open, but every time you connect to it, it drops you. So it's got 80, 554, and 8899. So if I connect to 80, it just refuses the connection. It'll tell me cannot fulfill your request. If I connect to the OSP address, it just drops me. Yeah, there's no web control panel on this. And I want to thank Jay Black for following me on Amazon. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, so pretty basic transportation. I got to get some image quality samples out of it, which I can do. Oh wait, here we go. Memory card storage is on. Now it's working. And what I could also do here is enable continuous recording. So it does have that as an option. So that did show up. It was at the bottom of the list. And I've enabled the person detection here too, so we'll see if it sends me some notifications. But yeah, there you go. That is it. So that is it. All right, so let me go get some work done here. I got to get this thing, I got to record some audio, get some video samples, and do all the good stuff. So that is what I'm going to go do right now, and maybe I can get this video recorded in the morning for it. So yeah, so I would say pluses are that it does support RTSP and that open protocol. Minuses, it phones home, and who the heck knows what it's talking to or who or what. So that's a big problem. And don't touch the metal part. So I will be back with another stream, and then next week is Prime Day. So I got a couple of fun things planned. I got a whole bunch of stuff that came in from Pluggable. So we're going to talk to it's not even going to be a sponsored thing. I'm just doing it because I like those guys. We're going to have a live stream with Pluggable, and the CEO of Pluggable is going to come on and talk about what they make. So that's going to be fun. So that's going to be on July 11th. The Pluggable one will be at 2 p.m., but I'll probably have a few others that'll happen throughout the day there. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, so good deal. I would not put this on your main network. I would put this on a guest network so that you can prevent this thing from being on your local stuff. So right now, this is connected to a network that's totally isolated from the rest of my house. So I'm a little more comfortable with that. But it is pan and tilt, not zoom. And if I go to the little console here, I can move it around. And it's designed to hang upside down. So I would say the video quality, it's actually, I bet you they get their parts from the same place Wise gets their parts, except they built this one into a light bulb. And the light is not all that bright. So that is it. So hopefully this was helpful for everybody. And I will, yeah, you'll see a review of this probably in the next couple days. I'll get it up, maybe I'll try to shoot it later today. I just want to get some video image samples captured, night vision, that sort of thing. And we'll go from there. All right, everybody. Yeah, Prime Day, hold on to your wallets. The Prime Day and the Steam sale, all in the same week. I got to go buy my Steam games that I'm never going to play. So there you go. All right, everybody. Yeah, they sent me a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be on sale. I haven't opened up the box yet. Maybe we'll do like a live unboxing during the stream. So that'll be kind of fun. But I got 2 boxes from them actually. Or maybe 1 big box. I can't remember. So, all right, everybody. I'm going to run, and I will catch you all on the next stream, which will be whenever. So set your notifications, and you'll get notified when I come back. Okay? Talk to you in a little bit. Bye.